quick one for you to start.
Yes.
If I say Canada to you, give me 2 or 3 things you think about.
Just how nice the people are, the word sorry, snow, and really loud hockey fans that are awesome. Honestly, the fans are incredible. Loud, so loud. Those are probably very stereotypical kind of things. Yeah, but I play with a couple Canadians in Houston, and they're like the nicest people ever. Yeah.
Everyone on the team has a role, their own personal role. What are you the MVP of in this room?
Yeah. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. But no, I'm not saying it. I thought twice about it. She was happy I didn't say it. But no, I think, it's awesome being a first-timer, and everyone's kind of taking me under their wing. And I'm a pretty curious guy, so I'm not afraid to ask questions or how things are done or, like, what's the vibe going to be like. And, the guys have been great about not BSing anything with me or lying, but I feel like I'm usually a pretty quiet guy and nice to everyone, and everyone's really nice to me, but I don't really say much. So they've gotten a lot out of me this week, and I think they really appreciate that. I'm definitely trying to give an effort to be a little more out there and positive, and I've had so much fun just the last 3 days. I just feel like I'm here to try and make everyone else's week as fun as possible. Try and put as many teams on the board or as many points on the board as I can for the team, and just keep things a little lighter. What's that? No, I'm not the fun guy, but I'm just kind of like, I'm just around for the good vibes. But no, it's been so much fun, and probably bring a different style of game. A lot of these guys are just, robots, for a lack of a better word. They just, they hit it so good, and point A to point B pretty much every time, and I feel like I bring a different flair for match play. I kind of tend to hit it everywhere at times, and I'm not going to compare myself to Spieth, not even close, but try Spieth-like at times with just trying to get creative and escapes. Nobody's going to be able to match that guy, but just a little more creative ways to the green, and I'm a scrambler, and I'm just kind of a scorer, so a little different flair, I guess, for the team. These guys are so good that I'm just trying to find a way to get the ball in the hole as fast as possible, and yeah, just like I said, trying to keep it light, but also do my job, I suppose. Yeah, I think just to not get overwhelmed. It's really easy to start looking around and doing other things, and we got here early, and it's really easy to overwork. It's really easy to not prioritize the things that you do on a normal week. And I think they've done a good job of leading up to it. Jim, talked to me about that, and the guys were like, dude, you just got to do your own thing. You can't let your mind wander too much. Can't get sucked into all other things. And I think the captains have done such a great job of streamlining all that we have to do. Because it was very intimidating. I got the text of the lists of stuff that we have to do and the dinners and the gala, and I'm like, oh my God, like, when am I going to get time to just chill? But they've been great about getting us from point A to point B and just giving us time to relax like we would on a normal week, and giving me time with my coach and my trainer, and just trying to make it as normal as possible, even though we know it's not a normal week. Like, this is just such an elevated week, and the energy's different. It's a Tuesday, and it feels like the energy of a Thursday. But yeah, I'm just so excited, and the guys have been great. They've, I will say they've let loose a little more this week than other weeks for sure. See sides of guys that I've never seen, and it's awesome just to get to really know the guys. But from a golf perspective, everyone's kind of reiterated the same thing, like, hey, you just got to do your thing. Like, I know it's a team thing. I know you have your stats guys, you have all these different stuff going on, and you just got to keep doing your thing and play your game, and that's been really nice to hear. The first tee, yes. I'm going to be very nervous. I'm nervous just thinking about it. I think about it, I'm like, get nervous, which is a good thing. But some of the, like, Jim has been awesome, and he basically said, like, dude, like, there's 100 other guys that would love to be in your position. So it's like you just channel that positive energy, and you channel the excitedness and the nervousness and everything, and use it as a good thing, because, like you said, there's a bunch of other guys that would kill to be in this position. So it's kind of a take advantage of the position you're in, and it's an awesome opportunity to be able to put points up for your home country. So I'm going to be really nervous, but I feel like I play some of my best golf when I'm really nervous. So I'm just looking forward to it. I'm going to fully embrace it. But it's not often that you really, really think about a first tee shot, and I definitely have been really, really thinking about it. Kind of want to just get it over with, but I think that's a good feeling.
Your parents and family in this country, they worked really hard for you to be able to play golf.
Yeah.
Just want a week where you get to wear the red, white, and blue, and you're able to kind of sit back and reflect on full game.
Yeah, for sure, Dan. I mean, it's pretty wild. I don't think this is what my dad had envisioned when he came over to the U.S. from India, but it means the world that, I know my dad is super thankful for the country and the opportunity it's given him, and he, at the same time, he's also took that opportunity, and that's the greatness of this country, and that opportunity has led to my opportunity, and just to be able to give back to the country I don't necessarily see it as giving back to the country, but just to play for your country and wear your colors and represent means the world. And, it fires me up a lot to see other guys on the team want it so bad and be so meaningful to them. I know this is well documented, but Scotty at the Olympics, winning it for the U.S. it's such a big deal. So there's no bigger events than when you play for your country. And it is a little bit full circle. It's very humbling and gratifying at the same time, but it's awesome. I can't wait for my parents to be here, and they're going to soak up the whole experience just as much as I am.
You said a few moments ago, usually how many times or how many holes does it take before it just goes away?
Yeah, for me it's the first hole. The tee shot is the most nervous. The second shot, depending on where I am. If I'm in the trees or in the rough, I feel fine. I'm like, this is fine. But if I'm in the fairway, I'm like, I don't know why. It feels like a little extra pressure to hit a good shot from the fairway. And usually once I'm on the green, I'm almost back to normal. I wouldn't say normal, but by the time I get to the second tee box, it feels like I'm back to normal. I'd say the whole first hole generally I get pretty nervous.
On a mental side, how do you want to approach this first day? Everyone's giving you CP's favorite. Is there like a kind of between you saying that, okay, on Thursday,
Yeah. I think there's been a narrative that the internationals are the ones kind of like the underdogs that are hunting us, and sure, that's a great perspective for them, but we feel the exact same way. There's 12 incredible players on the other side. Like, we're the ones hunting still, and I think that perspective has been really helpful at the start of this week for the kind of mindset that we need. Can never take it for granted in golf, and sure, we might be the odds favorites or the favorites to win, but we're going to play super competitive and don't look at it any differently than I guess we're not even really looking at that kind of are we favorites. Like, obviously we've had an incredible record, but the second you give a little bit of a mental edge to the opponent, that's when they pounce and they'll take it. So we're not giving any mental edge. We're going to stay locked in and stick to our process and just hammer down on that process. And I believe in the guys that we have on the team, that if they play how I know they can play, if I play how I know I can play, I think take care of business at the end of the week. But like I said, just got to keep the pedal down and feel like we're the predators, and I know they're going to feel the same way, but I think that mindset is really important.
being a U.S. presidential election year,
Yeah.
get me thinking about role models.
Yeah. Yeah, I the easy answer for that and my true honest answer is my father. And I wouldn't say, in a weird way, I wouldn't say it's because of what he did for me, but more how he treats other people. He makes everyone feel like this is not fake at all. He makes everyone feel like your best friend. And it's not fake at all. He feels like, he just wants to spread joy to the world. We're not naive to the world. He's not naive to the world. Life is hard. Life is hard. And, what we're doing out here, it kind of feels like a dream sometimes. And I'm not saying what we do isn't hard. I'm just saying, like, we are very lucky to be in the position. So he does such a great job reminding me what life is all about. And it's all about people. And just got to be nice to people. And no matter what the situation is, you never know what someone is going through. So, I'd say it's my dad, just for his mentality and how to go about life. And it's a team effort. My mom, too. My mom's instilled so many more values. She's a little harder on me than my dad, which I'm very thankful for. So it's a great duo. But one role model, I would say my father. You know what? No, I don't feel it as an obligation. I think I just look at it as I have a really cool platform, and it doesn't take too much effort to spread kindness. And I do try to, I go out of my way sometimes could be a detriment, but, say hey to the fans or sign or whatever it might be. But I think I'm just lucky that my parents instilled me at a young age. You shake hands, you ask how people are doing, and I do have to remind myself, the big thing for me is, funny enough, is the volunteers. There's so many volunteers out there. These tournaments are impossible without these volunteers. So just to thank you as I'm heading to the tee box or walking off a green, or if they're putting the flag down because I'm in the rough a lot. But just a simple thank you. And I know how a very small gesture can go a long way. And it's cool that people can think of me as a role model. I think thinking of yourself as a role model is maybe not the best way to go about it, but you know that people are watching you, and you know that kids are watching you, and you want to put your best self forward. And I feel like my best self forward is just me being me because of how my parents raised me.
All right, 2 quick ones. Very quick.
Yes.
You guys know different songs.
Yeah.
Funniest so far.
The funniest guy on the team. I mean, it's probably Max. The reason I say that is you see all the social media stuff he does. You see all the whatever. Like, you see that side of Max, and that's genuinely how he is. He's just such a fun guy to be around, and he's a work hard, play hard kind of guy. He grinds his butt off. But he also parties his butt off, I feel like. He's not like a big drinker or anything like. But like, he's just the well-timed remarks are pretty good. But a lot of these guys on the team are unintentionally pretty funny. I mean, Russ is a hilarious dude. I mean, he'll never give you anything in the media, but he's so funny. And like, he's not even trying to be funny, but he's just naturally funny. I don't know if he believes that, but he's naturally funny. I mean, Harms is another guy. Every time I look at him, I just laugh. I don't know why. Just this week, every time I've looked at him, he's just smiling. I'm like, what are you smiling at, Harms? We have a great team, and I think I might be the least funny guy on the team. Like Tony, I'm just going through the whole team. Tony, Sam, like, these guys are all hilarious. Scotty and Colin are probably the least funny because they think they're funny, and they are kind of funny, but nobody lets them know that they're actually really funny. So they have enough. They've already got a lot of nice things. Let some of the other guys take over that.
The other thing, really quick. What is your favorite thing about America?
My favorite thing about America. That's an interesting question.
Go any direction with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Milkshakes?
That's what, isn't that what Yannick said?
I think he said smoothies. Wow. Milkshakes? I don't know. I'm thankful for a lot of things in America, but I don't know why milkshakes stuck out. I love milkshakes. I mean, freedom.
Hi, welcome to Montreal. We got a little social media concept. Can you read French a little bit?
I don't even know how to read English. I'll try.
Okay, we'll try. Give us some funny answers. So it's all golf terms in French.
Quelle longue coupe de départ?
That's very good. What does it mean?
No idea.
What a long drive.
What a long drive. Long. La foule es incroyable. The putt is incredible.
Crowd is incredible.
Crowd is incredible.
That's really, really good.
C'est au fond de la coupe. Coupe is hole? Coupe? How do you say that?
Yeah,
Coupe?
exactly. Yeah.
It's in the hole. That's what that means. C'est au fond de la coupe.
Yeah.
C'est au fond de la coupe. What is that? Birdie?
And last one.
Les États-Unis vont gagner la compétition. We want to beat the competition. The state U.S. is going to win the competition. Gagner?
Actually the best that we had so far.
Really? That's huge.
Thank you very much.
They're not that similar. It's very dissimilar from English, but it's like similar to some Spanish words, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Last one.
Un magnifique roulé. That was a great roll.
Great putt.
But I was gonna say that, and I backed off. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks. Hey. Getting the card. But this is off tangent, but people ask me what my most nervous moment ever was. It was that Corn Ferry Finals, the second event. I had like a 4-footer to come T2, and I thought I needed to make it, and I missed from like 4 feet. It was the most nervous I've ever been. Couldn't stop my hands from shaking. And it's funny, when I got my card that day from Alex, I thought about that moment and how much better this moment feels than that one. But honestly, the moment that sticks out to me most is I was playing with Justin Lauer that final round, and just how many people came up onto the green, and he immediately started crying, and Janice was there, and she was crying, and that's the first thing I remember, honestly, when I think about that moment, is just like being so happy for Lauer. I've never been so nervous for another golfer, I don't think, in my life, because obviously I know his whole backstory about his family, and I know his backstory about missing out on a few years ago on the same hole, I don't know if it was an up and down or maybe like an 8-footer he had to make it, but I was so nervous, and then he pulled it in the long stuff. I'm like, oh no. But one of the best 50-yard pitches I've ever seen in my life. He hit it to almost tap in, 3 feet. But I'm sure that 3-footer felt like a 10-footer. But yeah, I just remember how happy people were. Yeah, it's a grind, and to know that you fulfill your dream of a PGA Tour card, words can't even put into how much that means to a lot of the guys, including myself. So I always think of Lauer, and he's going to have a very nice long career out here. He's a very solid player. So yeah, I think of that moment a lot. Russ Henley. Yeah, I mean, I'm jealous of everyone's swing on this team. They all swing it incredible, but I think everyone would agree the most. Absolutely. I mean, this guy doesn't curve the golf ball. Like, Colin is an incredible ball striker. Scotty's an incredible golf, but they curve the ball. Like, some of their misses actually curve offline. Russ's don't curve offline. If he hits it offline, it's like 10 feet offline. And it's because he pushed it, not because he cut it 10 yards. So, probably Russ's. It's just so simple. Most likely, probably me. I'm pretty bad with timing. I always think I'm way ahead on timing, and then I'm a very forgetful person, so I just like forget a bunch of stuff that I'm supposed to do or bring, and all of a sudden I'm not usually late. I'm just like on time to the tee. Like 8 o'clock, I'm there at 8. Won't be there too much earlier. But other than that, probably Sam. I feel like Sam's just, I don't know. Is it because he's from the South? He's just like so laid back and chill. But probably Sam. Past the aux to probably Brian Harmon. I said that quickly. I'm just stereotyping him as somebody that listens to some deep South country. Yeah, probably Harms. A little bit of an age gap too. He's basically an old guy at this point. And I like house stuff. I think he would get a headache after about a minute of my music, so, and vice versa. Not many. It's just going to be my parents and my uncle, so 3 of them. And then my cousin, one of my first cousins might come up. There might be a couple buddies. They're going to text me if they want to come up for a day or 2, but nothing big. It's just so hard to get here. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Oh, what's going on? Course is great. I saw a different side of the course today. It was playing a lot tougher. The front 9 was playing long. Just kind of a heavy wind. Hit a lot of like 5 to 7 irons into greens, and a 4 iron as well. So it was playing long. Great track though. The front 9 I'd say is, I wouldn't call it forgettable, but a little more in front of you and almost boring. But it's boring in a good way. It requires good shots. You have to place your ball. You have to hit the shots for it. So it's rewarding for good golf and punishing for bad golf. But the back 9 is so I love the back 9. The greens are all dissected by these ridges, and you can tuck pins, and there's water on almost every hole, and it feels like a match play back 9. I hope they move 14 up, but it's a sweet track. No, you know right where the ball is going the minute it's off the face, and you know where to miss and where not to miss. I will say a couple greens on the back 9, you might get some funky bounces if you landed on the backside of some tiers. So the spin might be a little bit off, just because we're anticipating a lot of rain next couple of days. But yeah, it's you're not gonna. There's no funny business out here, which is for the best players in the world. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, Gabby. Yeah. Oh, he loves it. I think Jim and his team and all the PGA Tour staff have done such a good job including the caddies, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say surprising that it hasn't been done before, but just unfortunate, I guess, because they're such a big part of the team, and you never know when, like, one little extra comfort that a caddy has could save your guy a shot or 2 on the golf course. So he's loving it, and I'd say he's an extrovert and just feeds off of other guys' energies. He's already, I'd say, very close with a lot of the caddies on the team. Maybe even closer than I was with any of the players on the team, to be honest. But we're both getting experience a little different side of it, and getting to really form some real relationships off the course. And he loves it. Yeah, he's just always smiling. I know his fiance's coming in tomorrow, and it's just awesome that it's so inclusive and our lockers are together, and I feel like a real person, not just the caddy, but they're next to each other. Yeah, it's awesome. Locker room is sweet. And then, yes, BMW Championship also does a good job treating the caddies well. But, yeah, they're all walking the course right now. They're 12 strong. Just every inch of the golf course they're going to have mapped. Because the thing I love, even when I, just caddy from a buddy, is it feels like a chess match. You want to be over-prepared. And I think these guys take a lot of pride in that, which is awesome. So every inch of this course is going to be scouted by them. At least 10 of them, I'd say. I think all of them did yesterday. I think a couple guys were practicing more today, but a lot of them did.
Are you taking the opportunity to kind of like pick other players' grades or even like other caddies' grades?
Yeah. Definitely a little bit, without trying to ruin anybody's cadence of how they practice or play, or I don't want to bother anyone. But they've come up to me and been like, dude, if you have any questions, I don't care what it's about, please ask. I'd rather have you ask than not just keep it inside. So there's nothing specific I can remember off the top of my head, but I just know the communication has been great this week. And it's a weird feeling just rooting so hard for your peers. I mean, I always root for my peers, but not to this extent. So it's awesome wanting everyone to just be at their best for this week. Honestly, all of them. Yeah. Like, guys that even, like, Harms, you don't get much out of Harms that often, but he's been awesome, and Tony, and even guys like Scotty, it's only his probably 4th team event, and He's number one in the world. He doesn't have to do anything. He just can do his own thing. But they've been very open about just being like, hey, if you have any questions. Honestly, the assistant captains and Jim have been awesome, too. These guys have played, I think all the assistants have played 400-plus tour events and 100 top 10s and 20 wins, whatever they have. So they've done it for so long and know the kind of the way things run and the way things are during these weeks. So they've been awesome. I know Kiz is kind of a jokester and a clown outside, but when it comes time for business, he's business, and he's very dedicated to this team. So, shout out to Jim, I guess, for picking great assistants. But yeah, those guys have been awesome too.
Joe, I feel like sometimes you say you don't think you're a top next player in the world.
Yeah.
What do you think of cup competition where, like, now you're with other guys and, like, there's the minutes? Do you think that, like, fires you up in a different way?
Yeah, I think so. I say some things like that. The internal belief is there, but I also don't like to kid myself. And I think we all self-hedge in a way, kind of under-promise, over-deliver kind of thing. I guess that's just human nature, but a lot of times when I say something like that, it's truly what I believe. And, I feel like I have a lot to prove and a lot to do. I feel like in the large scope of things, when comparing to the greats of the game, I've done nothing. So I just feel like I have a lot more to prove, and I just want to keep sticking to what has led me to play really good golf. And the more I play with the best players in the world, the more I see where I need to get. Not necessarily copy any of the things they're doing, just maybe on a consistency basis or a scoring basis, whatever it might be. Because I feel like I've played really well to get here, and there's still so much room for improvement. So I guess that's my mental way of just saying, dude, you can get a lot better. Like, I know, like, I give myself credit, but you can play a lot better. Yeah.
One more, Kenny? No? Okay, cool.
Great.
Thanks, buddy.